All right. Playing blue-white control. This is a keep. It's a lot of land and Narsets. Nothing wrong with that. We're just going to Narset into other cards. Also, Narset is kind of a kill on sight, so hopefully our opponent thinks the same thing. Especially if he's aggro. So, Narset. If you play Commander and you have blue, that should be in your deck. Pretty much every single time. If you play Historic and you play blue, that should probably be in your deck just about every single time. Slap that like if you agree. Alright, so our opponent is playing red. Cool. Took him a really long time to decide that red is the mana he wanted to play. So we're just going to go ahead and decline to take the action. Plan here is Hollowed Fountain, Narset on turn 3 with Island out. So that's a pretty good card. I think that we're just going to play Hollowed Fountain like we originally said. And the question is do we kill this before attacks or do we let him get a trigger? Whatever you cast, we don't let him get the trigger. You're not drawing cards, my dude. You're not drawing 2 cards off of an Elvish Visionary. So he's playing red-green Shamans. That's what it looks like. I'm totally okay with that. We're going to go ahead and go into Narset. Especially since we can probably draw 2 cards off of it. We're going to put the Day of Judgment into my hand because we're playing against Shamans. Shaman Tribal. That Shaman that I just killed is basically Panharmonicon on a Shaman. So if something enters and it's a Shaman, it triggers twice. It's my belief that he is going to try and kill Narset here. Rage Forger. Yeah, that's fine. So I think that honestly we just go ahead and play this. And we can either clear his board or we can just get rid of this 2-drop. 3-drop. I think that's just what we're going to do. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. Submit 0. And we're going to slow him down a little bit. We want him to commit to the board so that way when we use Day of Judgment, it's at least a 2 or potentially 3 for 1. So it looks like he wants to commit to the board with an Archaeomancer. So we're going to go ahead and play Castle Arvindale. We're going to drop the Narset, which is going to attract his attention. Potentially also getting us to Ferry. But no, we're just going to brick 4 lands. Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. We're going to give him the, really cool. Real cool dragon. Yeah. Maybe he'll commit to the battlefield on that, and we can Day of Judgment it. Like, he doesn't want to commit to the battlefield until the Day of Judgment pops. But if we can get 1 more creature, I'd be happy. But it looks like he just wants to kill Narset. And anything else? No, nothing else. So that's kind of good for us, honestly. We're going to go ahead and do Strict Proctor, holding up counter spells. Yeah, that's the plan. Because we're kind of biding time with this Day of Judgment here. What we really need to do is draw more cards. So we're definitely going to fire off one of these Archmage's Charm, whether he casts something or not. If he casts something, we'll counter it. If he doesn't cast something, then we'll draw cards. If he casts something and that it's going to be countered by, you know, ETB triggers with Strict Proctor, then I'll be very happy about that as well. I mean, he can obviously play cards in his hand. I mean, they're reduced by mana cost. He's just choosing not to. Because he doesn't want to play into the board wipe. So we'll just block one of his creatures. So he really wants to do that. That's fine. Unfortunately, we're going to lose the Strict Proctor. I mean, his stuff is really reduced. I mean, I don't think his stuff can get even more reduced than it possibly could. It's got to be free at this point. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and play this. And we're going to do what he wants us to do, which is use the board wipe, not knowing that we have another board wipe in our pocket. We also have an Archmage's Charm up to counter, like a Collected Company or something to that effect. Our opponent is thinking. So he's going to play the Shaman with Panharmonicon. We're going to stop this Burning Tree Emissary from going off because he's going to vomit a whole bunch of cards. And we want that to be next turn, not this turn. We want him to vomit all of his cards, and then we want to board wipe it. That's the idea. So we can even counter a spell if we need to. Alright, so we're going to counter that Collected Company. He's going to get his trigger. He's going to swing it to Fairy. We're going to do Hall of the Storm Giants, ticking up to Fairy. And we are going to pass with that up. We have our Castle and our Hall of the Storm Giants should we need to block. So there's a lot of triggers gonna go off. Sure.
Don't make another move.
Alright, he's going to attack to Fairy here. We are going to animate the land. That's a big sad for our opponent. Alright, we're going to go and tick to Fairy up.
Hurry.
We're going to go and play this. We're going to... I don't know if we want to board wipe this turn. You know what? Yeah, we just want to get rid of the board, the double triggers. You know what I mean? Especially since I can make another dude and Memory Deluge the following turn. There's no way he can get to our Teferi. That's what we're trying to do. We're just locking down the game with Teferi. Sure. We're going to bounce that to his hand, so that way he doesn't get the double draw. And then he'll replay that and we'll just worry disruption it. So we'll go and tick up.
Let's skip to the good part.
Alright, Lotus Field. Yeah, we're just, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna get rid of that and that. And we're gonna pass the turn. Untapping our Lotus Field, increasing our mana by 3. Now we can use our castle to block, making a 1/1, or we can use... Let's see if we can get a counter spell for this. It doesn't look like we're going to get a counter spell, but we will get both of these cards. Sure.
I'm the best fire starter there is.
Chandra is probably going to tick up, getting a mana. Yep. It's going to deal 2. Or I'll cast it, one or the other. Nope, I'll take the damage. He's going to move to attacks, attacking to Fairy. We're going to flash in the Wandering Emperor, making a 2/2. Declaring blocks, eating his dude. And then attacking the following turn as well. With said 2/2. Combat? He may not. He decides to. So these two planeswalkers together is pretty awesome. I mean, I can't really see him coming back from this. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't really see it. We're gonna get rid of that.
Guess you don't need me anymore.
We'll do blue. We'll move into combat. We'll swing with the 2. Sure. And we hold up the other Memory Deluge as well. So we're going to go ahead and untap Hall of the Storm Giants and our Plains. Alright, he's going to move into combat. No actions. We're going to make a dude. The reason we made a dude is because we're not forced to do the Memory Deluge right now. We kind of want to build up our board presence. Make sure there's no surprises to our Planeswalkers. We're going to go ahead and bin the Strict Proctor because we don't really need it right now. We'll transform the Azcanta to Ruins. We have an extra Wandering Emperor. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and tick up this one here. And we're actually going to make a token with our other Wandering Emperor so we can make a token on the following turn as well. See, yeah, that's perfect. So we're just going to cast a Shark Typhoon. And we're going to go ahead and, you know what? We're going to tick up on one of these. And the idea is that we're going to do Wandering Emperor, just making flyers the following turn. So we can clear the way for lethal if we attack this turn and he decides to block. Okay, so he's going to collect company. Kind of stinks, but that's okay. That is a very weak collected company. Kind of happy about that. If he goes for the kill, we could flash in the Wandering Emperor ticking it up, but we're not even going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and untap our lands. I mean, this is pretty much good game. I would like to hope so. Yep, he can do that. That's fine. So he's going to play more dudes. That's fine. And he scoops. All right. So, shamans. That's how that works, my dudes. So, control the Rage Forgers. And it's kind of a grind match. Eventually, you get to your win conditions with blue-white. And you get the dub. All right. Double G's. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe and notification bell for more future updates.